Most of you have seen or heard me before. I've been doing gun violence prevention work since 1994, which now I realize is a generation. And in the course of that time, I wear many hats. And this morning, I am very proud to be representing the chairmanship of the Gun Violence Awareness Task Force of the Desert Southwest Conference of the United Methodist Church. I was approached several months ago by the Silent March movement in New York about bringing the Silent March to Arizona because we have such a long historical connection to that movement. And I knew that I wanted to bring that here, and I knew I wanted to do it on Wear Orange Day. So I went out to the community, which is what I do, and I took it to the church, and I approached the Arizona Faith Network, and I reached out to March for Our Lives and Moms Demand Action, and the community came together, and we all decided that we were going to come together today, of all days, to remember and honor the victim, all the victims of gun violence in this country. We are very pleased today to welcome some very honored guests. In the audience, we have Representative Ray Martinez, Representative Mitzi Epstein. Thank you. And joining us a little later, he's on his way, will be Congressman Ruben Gallego. I want to give a very special shout out today to someone who was so much help in putting this all together, and that is Billy Fidlin, Director of Outreach and Justice for the Desert Southwest Conference of the United Methodist Church. Thank you, Billy. So many of you see all the orange t-shirts and you see the Silent March, and I just want to take a moment to really frame why we're all here today. So Wear Orange started just 3 years ago in 2015, 2 years after a young girl from Chicago, Hadia Pendleton, was shot and killed on January 29th, 2013, who was basically collateral damage of gun violence in her neighborhood. She was sheltering in a park from the rain. Just 1 week, her high school marching band had performed in President Barack Obama's second inaugural parade. And like the Parkland kids, her friends refused to stay silent after her death. And they decided to wear orange to commemorate her life and raise awareness about gun violence. And they partnered with Everytown for Gun Safety's Creative Council and founded the Wear Orange campaign and designated June 2nd, which is her birthday, as the National Gun Violence Awareness Day. So that's why we wear our orange shirts, guys, okay? And then all of you have been spending time around the tree looking at the shoes. Now, the Silent March actually goes back a long, long way. The first march was held in Manhattan in front of Senator Aldonado's office in 1993, advocating for the Brady Bill. The idea of shoes representing victims of gun violence was borrowed with permission from the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. Over the next decade, the NRA, the Silent March went and traveled all over the country. They held protests in Washington, D.C., in Columbine, at NRA conventions, at the Republican National Convention in Philadelphia. But it was suspended in the wake of 9/11 and relaunched in 2013 after Sandy Hook. And most recently, it participated in the National Washington March for Our Lives event, where 7,000 pairs of shoes was put on the Capitol lawn. And we bring it here today because we have a local connection. One of the shoes over there represents Shannon Smith, and Shannon's brother and Shannon's aunt is in the audience today. Shannon's parents, Otis and Lori Smith, stood on the national board of Silent March, and they were there in Philadelphia. They were also founding members of Arizona for Gun Safety. And that's why we wanted to make sure that when the Silent March was here, we wanted to make sure that this heritage, this part of this movement, is here and represented here today. I want to thank all our community partners for participating. Together, we will honor those who have died. who still struggle with their wounds and with their experiences, and we will continue to work for change. Again, our partners are the Desert Southwest Conference of the United Methodist Church, the Arizona Faith Network, Moms Demand Action, March for Our Lives, and all the other gun violence groups here today. 321 new victims every day are killed and wounded by gun violence in this country. Gun violence costs Arizona $1.9 billion every year. Nationally, that number is $229 billion. Gun violence is a public health crisis that takes a toll in both human life and financially on this country. America, we will never be a great country as long as we allow our people to be slaughtered in this way. So today, we remember them and we will honor them with action. Thank you.